There's a story regarding villagers within a rural area who depended heavily on a well in the center of the village for water. However, over time, the well ran dry, and the elders in that village gathered together for a meeting to decide how to get water back into the village. Now, there was a river a few miles down the way, and they said, how could we get water from that river into the village? And two people from that village stepped up and said, you know what? And they said, I'll go and go to the river and bring water into the village. And because they were so desperate for water that they decided they'll commission both of them to bring water into the village. And so off they went. There was Billy Buckets and Peter Pipeline. Now, Billy Buckets went off and running. He got a wooden rod and tied a bucket on each side of the rod. And he got his horse and ran over to the river. He filled the buckets up with water from the river, put himself on the horse, and galloped back into the village. And he went back and forth, hauling buckets from the river into the village. Peter, however, was nowhere to be found. And so at the time, Billy felt like a hero because he was the one providing water for the village. Now, several months later, Peter came, but Peter came with a team of people. And this team in himself built a pipe from the river, basically connecting to the well. And what the pipe did, it pumped water directly from the river and pushed it into the well, and people came into the well and retrieved the water themselves. And this worked really well for Peter because he didn't have to do anything. His team simply maintenance the pipeline every now and then to be sure that the water was properly going from the river into the well. Meanwhile, Billy's hauling buckets back and forth. There were times where he was sick and he couldn't haul any buckets, thus he wasn't providing any water. So what's the moral of this story? And many of you have heard this story before, and if you're looking at your lifestyle as far as income, are you hauling buckets or are you building a pipeline? Now, when you're hauling buckets as far as income is concerned, then you have what's called active income, meaning you have to go out and earn the money. And if you don't go out and work, then the money doesn't come in. And that could be an example of that is a job. If you don't have a job, no money's coming in. If you have a job, they're paying you hourly or salary for the work that you do for that particular company. That's active income. And then there's a pipeline like Peter built, which was an asset that's going to spit off cash flow whether you're working or not. There's various streams of passive income you can generate, such as starting a business or real estate or having an investment account or a retirement account. I myself have 6 different income streams, 3 active and 3 passive. And my goal is to have the 3 passive income streams exceed my 3 active income streams. Because what does that give me? That gives me freedom because I don't have to rely on the active income streams. I don't have to be hauling buckets all the time in order to provide for my household. And so when you look at your lifestyle, looking at how you're generating income, are you hauling buckets or are you building a pipeline? Now in the beginning, of course, you're probably hauling buckets back and forth. You have the active income. But now you want to start focus on the passive income because you don't want to haul buckets forever. One, your body won't allow you to. I look at my grandfather. I mean, he was basically forced into retirement in his late 80s because his body just couldn't work anymore with the job that he was doing. So you can't haul buckets forever. So you want to look at building a good retirement account, investment account, starting a business or investing in real estate to create a good passive income. And of course, you want to build that as soon as possible so you can start having the freedom. So you can just have the pipeline pay you and you can just do what you're set here to do with your lifestyle and just live the life you've imagined. Now, a pipeline does not only have to refer to income either. It can also refer to people, a network. You want to build a pipeline of people. They say teamwork makes the dream work. And the reason they say that is because when you have some mentors, when you have leaders, when you have people following you, you can create a team of individuals that you can depend on for help. If you have questions on anything, if you have a challenge, if you're stuck somewhere, you have a team of people that you can ask ask these questions to help you solve these problems, and you can push yourself over that hump and keep moving through the process, keep moving you through your purpose. And then you can also develop a pipeline of resources, because then that'll allow you to take greater risks, bigger risks. Say, for example, you have an opportunity you want to take advantage of. I'm not a fan of burning bridges, and you can go and take advantage of that opportunity. And if it doesn't work, you can fall back onto your job. And maybe sometime you have multiple opportunities that can supplement or even complement each other. Maybe they can partner up and together they can work well. Or maybe one of the resources, maybe one of the opportunities is a consumer of the other one. So you have these resources that work together, and it can generate a pipeline of income for you. So when you look at your purpose, your lifestyle, what you're striving to become, are you hauling buckets, doing everything by yourself? Because if you're doing it all by yourself, it's not going to last long. That's only temporary. But if you're building a pipeline of income, a pipeline of people, a pipeline of resources, well, that will last beyond you and go into your generations and generations. Now you're building a legacy. You're building significance. So when you focus on building your purpose, focus on not hauling buckets, but building a pipeline that allows you to have peace and freedom.
I just wanna